Introducing first, in the left corner, weighing 107 pounds, he hails from the Bronx, New York, and was the former champion of the World Video Boxing Association. He is not quite following the rules. Let me explain. Little Mac became a part of the Smash Bros. Family come the launch of the Wii U version of the game. Originally, he comes from the video game series Punch-Out, which is predominantly a boxing video game. Coming from a boxing video game, Little Mac's character design revolves around a lot of things real boxers do in our world. But in our world, there's a rule set. And I'm not talking rule set like no items, final destination, box only. I'm talking about rule set as in documentation of things you can't do that'll get you banned, and the things that you can do in a fair fight. But could we classify Little Mac as a fair fighter in the real world? Well, that's what we're going to be doing today. Analyzing Little Mac's moveset and seeing if it correlates with the typical things real boxers can do during a match. Now before we start, I'd like to point out that I'm letting Little Mac hit Captain Falcon because I feel like Captain Falcon is about your average sized male, despite those huge pecs and those excellent thighs. Now let's go over one of the most standard rules of boxing. No hitting below the belt. And the belt pretty much means the hips. So let's get tested and see what moves do hit below the belt, if any. Looks like we have a winner. There are quite a few moves that hit below the belt. Let me go over them real quick. Little Mac's down smash, Little Mac's crouch attack, Little Mac's forward smash, angled downward, but everything else is fair game regarding hitting above the belt. The next big rule of boxing is you can't hit your opponent with a backhand. Little Mac stays pretty clean regarding this, except for one move, his backhand. And to be honest, looks kind of ridiculous. I don't know if you'd be able to pull that off in a real boxing match. But if you see Manny Pacquiao do that on TV sometime, or have seen him do it in the past, by all means let me know in the comments. One of the next big rules in boxing is you can't duck below your opponent's waistline. So, sorry Captain Falcon, looks like you're a little too tall for Little Mac. But if you're against Kirby or Jigglypuff, by all means, crouch all you want. Now one of the most debated rules of boxing is grabbing, and if Floyd Mayweather can get away with doing it all the time, then I'm sure Little Mac could too. While you can grab, you're not supposed to hit your opponent whilst you're doing it. Little Mac, come on, oh, come on Little Mac, stop, he's done, he's hurt. This next rule is something that is easily broken. You can't hit your opponent from the back. That's going to be really hard to get away with winning in Smash Bros. But you know what, it is about winning. And that's what Little Mac thinks too. Because in boxing, when your opponent gets down on the ground, you're not supposed to be hitting them when they're on the ground. But Little Mac's got a big arsenal to do this with. He can do this with down smash, crouch attack, dash attack, and maybe some more that I'm forgetting about. On the other hand, there are two moves that are very interesting that I'd like to talk about for a second. Okay, so imagine you're sitting back, you're watching some Rocky 4, okay? And he's losing the fight hard, dude. He's getting beat, shoved in the corner. He's just having a hard time, man. But then all of a sudden you see Rocky do this. What do you do? Excuse me? The next of Little Mac's moves that I can't really place anywhere is Little Mac's KO punch. And it doesn't really have the best title, to be honest. Because knockout punch typically indicates that that is the winning blow for the round. That you've hit them and they've toppled over and are unconscious or cannot get up from the ground. However, in Super Smash Bros., Little Mac's KO punch indicates whacking them to space, them whizzing past Superman, and them finally running out of breath in the vacuum of space. That's what Little Mac's KO punch in Super Smash Bros. Is. Not a knockout punch. It's more like a kill option punch. So in the end, does Little Mac really follow the rules of boxing in Super Smash Bros.? I'll give him a pass. Smash Bros is obviously not the boxing circuit. You got competitors with swords, meat shields, hammers, all these wacky tools to help them win the fight. And Little Mac does a pretty good job of just using his fists. Although, in contrast, Little Mac probably wouldn't be able to compete in a real boxing match. But that doesn't matter, because he's the champion already.